Or to say, hey guys, it's Claus. Hey, it's December. It's almost Christmas already. You know that time of year, time of joy and sadness, a time of giving and receiving, a time for praise and criticism, a time for love and jealousy, a time to shout out people that you like and tell others you're not too fond of to go fuck themselves. You know, that time of year, the time when you're supposed to open up your heart and let the sun shine in and the frankincense and the myrrh and all that, right? So I've been, it's time for some shout outs. It's time to acknowledge those that the community, like the Fate clan here, who I shared some stronghold battles with. And some of these battles didn't last very long at all. I think everyone's a little bit preoccupied with the season, you know. What are you gonna do? Have you gotten all your special someones that right gift? You know, is you're gonna make your girlfriend happy, or don't forget your mother again, like you did last year. You didn't get her anything, you moron. This year you better, like, you know, step it up. And so I think in the back of all our minds, there's that season. Oh, so it's here again. We've got to go through it all. And oh my days, you might have to make a trip to the mall and go shopping. And it's just all too much, all crammed into the next couple of weeks before the big day. And you know, you really want to impress your girlfriend and not forget about her. You know, not get her something stupid like you did last year. You know, like forget the flowers and the chocolates and the regular vanilla crap that you see in the stores that are, oh, what kind of chocolates did you get? Did you get the ones with the creamy filling? You know, all that bullshit. Forget about that. Think out of the box. You know, let me help you. You've got a special someone you want to impress? Well, this year, do something almost great. Get her a Stop the Stupid's sexy hoodie. Huh? Why not? She will think you shopped everywhere looking for this thing. And look, you can get it in sexy colors, like if blue matches her eyes, that's probably what you want to do. You can't forget about the eye color. Or for your boss, you know, a mug, Stop the Stupid's mug. Or you could use it yourself when your boss walks in the room. You could hold on to those up. Or Stop the Asshole's mug, right? Well, I guess the Stop the Stupid's mug for your boss and a Stop the Asshole's mug for yourself, or vice versa, probably interchangeable. Comes in fancy colors. And even your pet, you know, if your special someone has a special pet, buy something for the pet. The way to a woman's heart is through her doggy. Look at that, huh? Or if you want to be more direct, go straight to the lingerie. Show her that you care. Be direct. Think of the conversations this will start, right? She will be so surprised. What do you mean, the stupids? And it could lead to hours and hours of fun discussions, let me tell you. Huh? All of these items available in the Klaus Kellerman gift shop. I'm just trying to present you guys with different options, something a little bit different. Go have a look for entertainment value at least. And I'll tell you what, you know, if any of you actually buy a mug or a shirt or, you know, those sexy panties, take a picture of, you know, yourself with the mug, or your boss with the mug, or the mug on your table, or, you know, your special someone wearing the panties, or you know, a picture of your dog with the Stop the Stupid shirt. I'm not kidding. Send me the pics, and I will do an episode, if anyone actually has the balls to send me pics. I will do an episode in January where I do a shout out and feature everyone who sent in pics. And you can imagine what the commentary in that one will be. I promise in advance that I will not ridicule, belittle, or insult anyone who does not deserve it. And wouldn't that be great? Do an episode of you walking the dog in a Stop the Stupid shirt. Send me, if anyone buys a Stop the Stupid shirt for their dog, videotape the dog in the park, and I will use it in an episode. Imagine the conversations you could get in if you're out walking your Chihuahua, you know, with his Stop the Stupid shirt. I mean, you could spark up a conversation with some people you've never met. Talk about politics, or sports, or how to solve the world's hunger problem. It's all encapsulated under the umbrella of that one statement, right? Stop the stupids or stop the assholes. Basically summarizes it all. Or maybe I should get another shirt, you know, start a Go Fuck Yourself shirt. a line. But speaking of which, like all these holidays that we always have, like there's Christmas now, and it seems like every month there's a different holiday. And there's days and special days for everything now. And not to belittle Christmas or anything, which is one of my favorite times of the year. It's the time, for all the joy and the happiness and the bullshit and whatever. But what's with all the different kinds of holidays that we have to go through and endure throughout the year? It's like it seems like every couple of weeks something new is added, and there's a special a parade for this, or a day for that, or let's remember this. It's just so... Can't we have a day, just a regular day, a holiday for the regular, politically neutral guy with no opinion on anything, the go fuck yourself day, once a year, where the regular schmo that doesn't give a shit about all the other hundreds of fucking days can just have one day that the regular guy can stay home from work and just say, go fuck yourself, everything. A day when the regular guy, the regular generic guy, can look at everyone else that has problems and issues and obsessions and worried and politically correct discussions to have, look at everyone else and just say, go fuck yourself. And, in the spirit of the season, let me explain what sparked this idea. I was at the mall. I was shopping, and there was a lady there with her son, and she was talking to him, and I heard her conversation, and her son, who was like 2, his name is Oscar. And, I thought that was kind of funny, and I was just, browsing in the same area, and I like to spark up conversations, and I said to her, Oscar, yeah, I guess he's going to grow up to be a pretty tough kid because, with all the ridicule he'll have to face at school, it's going to toughen him up with a name like that. I like it. And she looked at me and said, what do you mean? What's wrong with the name Oscar? And I said, well, there's nothing wrong with the name Oscar. It's a great name, but, he's going to get teased a lot because of, obviously, Oscar the Grouch, right? They're going to call him Oscar the Grouch. You live in a garbage can. But hey, that's, it's going to toughen him up. It's probably a good thing. Great way to go, to have the balls, to name your kid after a messy, grouchy Muppet who lives in a garbage can. And she looked at me, and her eyes started squinting and her nose got all the wrinkles on it. And she just, that look of disgust, and she said to me, I don't know what you're talking about, and grabbed her son firmly, and, the kid could barely walk. He's 2, or maybe 3. And just scurried away. And I watched her go and realized, well, she's pretty young and maybe she hasn't watched Sesame Street, but that's not what it is. I think what it is that Oscar just isn't on the show very much anymore. It's too politically incorrect. And I guess some people were probably insulted that it disparages the homeless. Having a Muppet who's grouchy, who lives in a garbage can, is no longer politically correct enough to show children. And I've looked into this, and like, for instance, did you know that Ernie and Bert are, for years now, have been in the center of the politically correct debate, a huge controversy? And the two of them together, it is now politically incorrect, and they appear separately on the show. Because I guess a lot of people complained, right? There's the half people that complained, or the 50% that complained that Ernie and Bert were depicting a gay couple, and they did not want children to be exposed to potential gay couple depiction. And then the other half, 50% that complained, were upset that Ernie and Bert, who were obviously gay, were not portrayed as gay enough in the show. So they didn't fit. Some people thought they were, and some people thought they weren't, and they were both insulted, and everyone's insulted. And rather than just laugh at Ernie and Bert's stories, because Ernie tied the string around his finger so to remind him not to forget something, and then Bert asked him, hey, Ernie, you've got a string tied on your finger. Why do you have that on your finger? And Ernie goes, well, I tied that string on my finger so I wouldn't forget. And Bert says, what is it that you don't want to forget? And then Ernie says, I can't remember. And then they go on, and it's funny. Right? That's not good anymore, because the whole clouding shroud of potential or potentially gay or potentially not gay connotation of the whole thing. We are talking about fabric puppets. There's a bakery in Ireland that's being sued because they refuse to make a gay-themed cake depicting Ernie and Bert on top of the cake. I mean, it just gets ridiculous. And even regular, days in history, things that happen in history are politically incorrect hundreds of years later. Like, there was a guy hundreds of years ago, Christopher, who was, I guess, just a regular guy that liked sailing, and he had a boat, and he wanted to go to the West Indies to find, to trade and get some spices, because where he came from, the food tasted like shit, and it was really important to, they didn't have like order on the internet bullshit, right? If you wanted some spices for your food, you had to go there and trade some sheep for spices or whatever the hell. And so he decided to sail west and go around the earth to, I guess, Asia or India, wherever the hell he was heading, to find spices. They weren't even sure that the earth was round then. Some people thought it was flat. They had no clue what existed beyond what they could see. So the guy sailed off there, and he sailed for weeks and weeks and weeks, and eventually he landed somewhere. He had no fucking clue where he was. He had no fucking clue what he was doing, or he was basically glad to get off the fucking boat after weeks, right? And turns out he didn't even know that he had landed in what is now North America, and I guess he didn't find the spices, and he fucking went back home. And that's what he did. He could have been just a regular moron, right? That he's trying to, I'll go west and get to India, and then the fucking moron lands in North America that he didn't even know existed, and screws it all up and goes home like a loser, right? And what is he gonna say? Yeah, I tried, but it was a lot farther than I thought, and there was this other continent in the way, So I fucked up. Hundreds of years later, this guy is credited by some for discovering America, and there's a holiday. I guess, what do you call it in the U.S.? Columbus Day is one of the days, because there has to be a holiday for everything, right? And everything's okay for hundreds of years, or I don't know, however many years. But now it's turned into a bad thing, because this moron that headed west and got lost and landed somewhere that he didn't have a clue existed actually is an evil invading bastard who's no longer viewed as, he's not politically correct. He has destroyed the future of humanity as we know it. Back then, he didn't even fucking know whether the world was really flat or not, but that was his secret agenda. Yeah, he was out to destroy the futures of millions of people hundreds of years in the future. That was his plan secretly. Yeah, so now we have to argue about whether we should have a holiday for it or not have a holiday for it, or whether we should have another holiday for all the people that are insulted by the actions of this horrible person hundreds of years ago. Right, it goes on and on and on, Bozo the Clown. Bozo the Clown, when he first came out, was probably just some guy who wanted to be a clown. Probably because, he wasn't smart enough to be a pilot or an engineer. Right? So he said, oh, I'll be a clown. And he needed a name, and he wondered, well, what should I call myself? And he wanted to come up with he came up with a pretty good name. He says, I'll call myself Bozo. And when he started, and he called himself Bozo, that was just a name, that was a clown. He was Bozo the Clown. And that was just a word, Bozo. But after however many years he's been around now, the definition of that word has changed. It is no longer the name that he chose for the clown. Now it's an insult, right? You can say to someone, Bozo, and you're insulting. You're verbally assaulting someone if you call them. That was a bozo move, or you're a bozo, right? You're not allowed to say that. It's politically incorrect to use the word bozo and a person's name in a sentence, because you're not being sensitive. It's an insult. So now when you're in grade school and you're going to have a fun day or a party at school and they have a clown come in, Bozo the clown doesn't come anymore. It's Brian the clown, or Jessica the clown is here to entertain us. Right? Well, what they have to do is they have to go through the whole school list. Right? There's 387 kids enrolled in that school, and they got to go through those 387 names. There's probably some duplicates, so there's 352 different names, and they are not allowed to have a clown with any one of those 352 names perform at the school. That gets so hard that we should just eliminate clowns completely, you know, because they are not politically correct anymore. So when you're planning a special day, another one of these special days, like a celebration for a birthday party or an anniversary, or when young kids are involved, forget clowns, right? John the clown is here to perform for us. Yeah, like, you know, screw that. Or heaven forbid, if one of the kids at the party is named John, well then, you know, it's just off the table. It's just so tiring. There's so many things that you have to worry about. Everyone has to have a participation ribbon, and it seems like every couple of weeks there's a day or an occasion that you have to either celebrate or remember or plan something for, and it's so hard because no matter what the occasion is, you know, so many people are upset or insulted by it. In Canada, in the capital, the tree that's in front of the Parliament building cannot be referred to as the Christmas tree. It's the, what is it? The season tree, or the, I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's a tree with lights and decorations on it, but I don't really know what it's called, but I know that you are not allowed to refer to it as the Christmas tree because there is some group of fuckwads that it would be upset if you did. Oh yeah, so they have to call it now the holiday tree. Like, what fucking holiday do you think it's for? It's for Christmas, right? Oh, but not everyone celebrates Christmas. It's like saying, you know, some people don't like broccoli. They hate their vegetables. So really, when you're serving dinner to them, you should refer to that green plant as a broccoli. You should, you know, be politically correct and just call it the green vegetable of the meal because, you know, they may not particularly like broccoli. You know, we just need one day in the year for the regular guy or girl. You know, you can be whatever color you want, whatever political opinion you want to have, whatever sexual orientation, whatever things you like to do, the way you like to smell, the way you like to appear. It doesn't matter, but we got to have like one day for just the regular person with no opinion, who does not give a shit about any of this stuff, a holiday, you know, just for the generic guy or girl, so we can just have a rest from it for one day out of the year where we can just not listen to this. Everyone else who's worried about, you know, Ernie or Bert or Oscar or Columbus or Bozo or what do you call the tree that we hang decorations on that everyone can see on December 25th? What would be the most appropriate name? All of those people can just go fuck themselves. Can't we just have one day? Can't there just be one day free of the bullshit for all of us? Can't there? Well, like we started here today, it is December. And it's almost Christmas. It's that month again. It has come around, and it brings up all these thoughts, at least for me anyway. Maybe for you it's good enough to buy the sexy Stop the Stupids underwear for your girlfriend, and that's as far as it goes for you. But for me, it's a time of thinking and postulating and perambulating these things. And I know, you know, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to stick up for the regular guy or girl or whoever the fuck, right? Like, don't you get sick of it? But isn't it? Don't you, like, every now and then say, it's enough, I've had enough? Okay, I tell you what, guys. I've gone on long enough. Losing my voice. And I promise I'm gonna make it up to you. I'm gonna make it, because what have I done in this video? I've promoted some my Cafe Press merchandise, you know, hoping that you guys buy stuff for Christmas. I've done that. Incidentally, the link to the gift shop is in the video description below. And you know, I've gone on and on and on about bullshit crap that, you know, you're thinking, what is he even talking about? And you've listened patiently and watched it. Those of you who've hung in here right till the end, you know, thanks. I appreciate it. Because, you know, no one else will listen to me in real life. But I'm going to make it up to you. What I'm going to do, and what is it? It's beginning of December. Give me a couple of days here. I'm going to invite all the friends over. I'm going to have them over at the apartment. We're going to have a little bit of a festivus for the rest of us. Have a Christmas party. And I'm going to do a special Klaus Kellerman Christmas cheer. No bullshit, no complaining, no talking about all this stuff that I just brought up. Just a Christmas special. I am going to do a Christmas special video for you guys. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be out in the next week. Because I've got to arrange the party and buy all the food and invite everyone over. And I'm going to record it. And it's going to be the Klaus Kellerman Christmas Day special. Happy Christmas music, I promise. And it's going to be fun. Okay? I apologize if I stressed you out. But hey, you know, shit happens. Let's just kill these last two guys here and end it for let's end it on a positive note. Okay? Christmas special coming soon.